After Gyanvapi, the focus now has shifted to another disputed structure, and this time in Madhya Pradesh's Dhar. Bhojshala structure, built many centuries ago and a place of worship for both the Hindus and the Muslims, have been surveyed now by the ASI. India Today has access to that report. The ASI, in its 150-page report, has detailed how remnants of Lord Ganesha, Brahma, have been found, and even carvings of Om Namah Shivaya have been discovered. Now, the ASI, therefore, has confirmed that the current structure has been built with remnants of a temple that existed at the same site. This case now will come up in Supreme Court at the time when there are already legal fights over Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi and Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear the Bhojshala case, but not on an urgent basis.
देखिए, रिपोर्ट 2000 पेजेस में रन करती है। आज ऑनरेबल इंदौर हाई कोर्ट के सामने आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ने अपनी रिपोर्ट फाइल की है और बेसिकली रिपोर्ट के अभी हम कंटेंट्स का अध्ययन कर रहे हैं। पर मैं आपको इतना बताना चाहता हूं कि रिपोर्ट से हमारा जो केस है वो और स्ट्रांग हुआ है और हम आगे आने वाले समय में ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने मांग करेंगे कि जो 1 अप्रैल 2024 को इंदौर हाई कोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग्स पे ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक वर्चुअल स्टे लगाया था, उसको वेकेट किया जाए और इस रिपोर्ट के परसों में इंदौर हाई कोर्ट को परमिशन दी जाए प्रोसीड करने की। इस मांग को लेकर आज मैंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मैटर मेंशन भी किया था और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आगे आने वाले समय में जो भोजशाला का सच है वो सबके सामने आएगा। कोई वहाँ पे वजू खाना नहीं था, वो यज्ञशाला थी। वहाँ पे बहुत सारे ऐसे पिलर्स हैं जहाँ पे हिंदू देवी देवताओं की आकृतियां और चिन्ह बने हुए थे, जिसको मिटाया गया है। संस्कृत की ऋचाएं हैं। सर्वे के 98 डेज के सर्वे के दौरान बहुत सारे हिंदू मंदिर के और हिंदू देवी देवताओं के चिन्ह और मूर्तियां वहां से बरामद हुई हैं सर्वे के दौरान। इसलिए कहना कि एक मस्जिद परिसर है और वहां पे वजू टैंक हुआ करता था, ये अपने आप में काल्पनिक बात है और मुझे लगता है कि भोजशाला में जो एक अन्याय हुआ है, अब उस अन्याय का अंत होने वाला है।
All right. Well, we have Sanjay Sharma, our correspondent, joining us for a little more on that. Sanjay, over to you. Or the Supreme Court observing this, saying that they're going to take up this matter possibly after some time. They will not take it up on urgent basis, but they've agreed to hear this matter. Give us a little more in detail on this controversy.
Supreme Court has already said that during usual and normal procedure, when the case will be listed in the cause list, they will hear it. There is no urgency in this matter. But it's very, I can say you about the report, it's very bulky and huge, detailed report, contains more than 2,500 pages. And in about 250 pages, there is a summary of this report and its contents, that the western wall of this premises, clear-cut said that there was ancient Hindu temple was there, and so many Hindu deities, structure and statues are already, and still they are existing there. Many of the human faces and deities faces and animals sculptures they have destroyed already, but some of about 94 kind of structures, they are still alive, and the ASI clear-cut said that it says that it's ancient Hindu temple, Hindu premises in 10 or 11th century back. And there are so many coins have been recovered from the premises, and oldest coin is in 10th century, the Parmar dynasties, during the Parmar dynasty, they are in, and the report clear-cut said that they have so many reasons to establish that this premises belongs to Hindu temple, and there are so many stone scriptures also contents in Sanskrit and Farsi and Arabic. But oldest is in Sanskrit, and it shows that there was a school also running there for Sanskrit scholars and students.
All right. So this is basically a 13th century Bhojshala Kamal Maula complex that is in Madhya Pradesh, which is recently there were pleas made to ask for exclusive rights for Hindus to carry out their prayers there. They claim that this is the the one and only temple that is most revered of goddess Saraswati. So you have, remember, a truce that was made by the complex authorities back in 2003 itself, allowing for both Hindus and Muslims to pray there different days of the week. But here you have demands that were made asking for exclusive rights for Hindus to be praying at that complex. And now we know that this dispute eventually led to an ASI survey. In fact, I'm going to take you through exactly what the ASI survey findings have said. Bhodshala, a 13th century complex, which was there was no dispute over the fact that it may have been built on a mandir, a temple that may have been demolished decades or centuries ago, in fact centuries ago. But at this point, the Hindus asking for exclusive rights to be praying there, not to share it with the Muslims. Let me take you through some of the findings that India Today has that we are privy to as part of that report. Here we're looking at the existing structure made from the temple remains. That's what the ASI has found. Sanskrit inscriptions that has replaced with Arabic. Basically, this masjid-like structure was again built centuries ago during the Mughal era, and at that point some of the stones may have been used for Arabic scriptures to be written on it, which was part of the Hindu culture. Inscription of Om Namah Shivaya found in one of those pillars there that's been recovered by the ASI. We also know that as part of this finding, pillars that depict mutilated images of Hindu deities has also been found. And that's as part of the survey, the reports say that there's a lot of the carvings on the stones that show that there was indeed a temple that was there in place. We also see Ganesha, Brahma carvings in windows and beams. That's what the ASI survey claims. So multiple findings of the ASI, which in a way shows that there was indeed a temple. Again, let me repeat, not something that wasn't known, but it appears that the ASI has made it now quite clear, survey findings showing that there was indeed a Hindu temple beneath. Remains of 94 sculptures have been found there, and depictions showing that there were Hindu gods that were placed, basically idols of whom were placed in that temple centuries ago. Architecture of pillars suggests that it was part of the temple, and more importantly, material from previous structure has been reused, that a lot of the temple remains was restructured to build a mosque. Now, we know that the old structure remnants date back to almost 10th to 11th century. This was around the time, also, the Khilji inscription says that temple and idols violently destroyed. Well, this is something that the ASI suspects with the way a lot of the sculptural remnants have been found there. It was destroyed in such a manner, it was violent enough for people within the Mughal era to have knocked it down to build a mosque. Hemendra Sharma for more on that. Hemendra, we've gone through the survey findings and stressing on the fact that there was a truce that was struck between the Hindu committee as well as the Muslim committee in the Bhodshala complex, saying that they both will share the premises to pray. In fact, in 2003, this deal was struck, and there's been peace from then to today. What changed? Who filed the first petition asking for exclusive rights to Hindus alone?
Well, as the ASI survey has pointed out, that there remains some remnants of Hindu gods and goddesses inside the premises, which was once a temple, and no one really disputed that, and that is perhaps the reason why Hindus worship their goddess on a Tuesday every week over there. The masjid was also built over there, Kamal Maula Masjid was there, and the Muslims also offered their namaz on Fridays. Things were going on smoothly, but then there was some kind of a movement that was started by the Hindu Jagran Manch in surrounding areas. A lot of people were mobilized, and in 2006 there were around 1 lakh people that gathered on Basant Panchami day. That also happened to be a Friday. So that was when this tension started escalating, and then of course the matter went to court. Now the ASI survey has pointed out that there were coins dating from 10th to 16th century, and 31 coins to be precise, and 94 idols that happens to be those of Hindu gods and goddesses, and also some scriptures that point towards the fact that this was once a place of learning for the Hindus as well. So the Hindus now, they have approached the court and they are saying that they should have rather the exclusive right to worship over there, and this they believe is the temple of Lord Saraswati, so which is again the goddess of learning. So they are saying that they should have those exclusive rights because this was once a temple, which was part of which was later converted into a mosque, and since the namaz was offered over there, this tension started happening between the two communities, and to resolve the issue, they should get the exclusive right of performing puja over there.
So we're looking at, apart from the occasional hiccups in the past, the last 20 years have been rather peaceful. 2003, there was a deal that was struck between the Hindu and Muslim communities that they both will share the complex for prayers. But now the ASI survey could just change things around. You also have the Gyanvapi Mosque, the Mathura issues that are currently in court as well. That's still yet to be heard by the top court. And here you have the Bhojshala also now in addition for the court to rule over. What does this ASI survey really mean? Will it give Hindus the exclusive rights to pray on that premises? When the mosque was built, it was centuries ago as well. So what happens to the Muslims and the rights after a law that did say and mandate that all structures, religious structures particularly, should remain status quo? And it appears now that there are multiple issues and controversies that are coming up one after the other. It's now before court. With the latest findings of the ASI, will this give a new dimension to this controversy? All right, well, Hemendra, as we see here, the Bhojshala dispute that goes, apart from a few hiccups, it isn't really a dispute. There hasn't really been a real controversy, apart from a petition that was filed by the Hindu side. Give us more on what the Muslim side has to say. Are they insistent and adamant that they want to be praying there also?
Well, the Muslims, since 2003, they have insisted that they do not want to give up their right to offer namaz at the structure. So they have been contesting the Hindu claims. In fact, when the ASI, on directions of the court, reached the spot, the Muslim community members, initially they boycotted the ASI survey. So they didn't go to the survey site, and they did not reciprocate or did not respond to the questions posed by the ASI survey team. But they have all along been claiming that they have been offering namaz over there for centuries now, and they want to continue doing that. The Hindu side, on the other hand, they have been saying that since this was a temple and was razed and converted, a part of it was converted into a mosque, they should have an exclusive right to perform puja over there. But having said that, the two communities till 2003 were performing their puja and offering their namaz at relatively peacefully. But after 2003, when it was decided, the two communities, along with the government, they decided that the namaz would be offered on a Friday and puja would be offered on Tuesday, and then later on it would decided that puja would be offered only on Basant Panchami day. And when Basant Panchami coincided with Friday, tensions arose, and the Hindu Jagran Manch in particular, they galvanized a lot of people from surrounding areas, and this happened in 2006 and 7 for the first time. And thereafter, whenever Basant Panchami has coincided with Friday, there has been tensions in Bhojshala, and police had to resort to lathi charge and at times also tear gas shelling. Particularly in 2006-7, there was some kind of violence also, because the police had to sneak in the namazis because the entire area was surrounded by the Hindu side, and then the police, because it had given an undertaking in the court that they would be offering both the namaz and allowing the prayers, so they had to sneak in the namazis inside the campus, and then there was some violence reported from the spot. So these kind of incidents have happened there at the Bhojshala, but the Hindu side has all along been claiming that it is their exclusive right to perform puja over there, while the Muslims have been saying that they won't give up their right to offer namaz at the site.
Well, Hemendra, when was the masjid roughly built? It was built during the Mughal era, we hear. But I'm going to come back to you on that. As we see here, a quick look at decoding this dispute here, which will now be heard by the Supreme Court as the ASI findings have been released. Let me take you through the dispute here. It's a structure that's been built centuries ago, and both the Hindus and the Muslims claim a piece of it. Muslims refer to this structure as Kamal Mauja Masjid, where they want to be offering prayers. It was built during the Mughal era. And the Hindus, of course, referring to the structure as the revered Saraswati temple, claiming that the temple was destroyed by the Mughal leaders, and at that point, many of the idols were destroyed. They want to reclaim this temple. Both Muslims and the Hindus currently offering prayers there. We know that there's been a truce in the Bodhshala complex, where Muslims and Hindus have been given time and different days to pray at that complex. ASI survey is currently being conducted after 120 years. So as we hear clearly from Hemendra, our correspondent, dispute as such, a controversy in terms of communal riots or situation like that thankfully hasn't occurred. But the Muslim side at this point insisting that they want to continue praying there. They want to be sharing the complex with the Hindus, while the Hindus asking for exclusive rights, saying this is the revered Saraswati temple. They want to entirely reclaim it. Thanks very much on that, Hemendra, for joining us.